to the ITSM Practice Podcast.
Welcome to the ITSM Practice. I'm Luigi Ferri. Let's start. If your ransomware exercise was perfect yesterday, are you more secure today? Think about it. The scenario went well. The participants attended. The exercise report was completed. The auditors were happy. The findings were documented. Everything worked exactly as planned. So let me ask again. Are you more secure today? Because I have a suspicion. Many organizations are confusing testing with improving. And those are two very different things. Let's start with something that surprised me. Recently, ENISA, the European Information Security Agency, published a methodology for planning and conducting cyber exercises. And what caught my attention wasn't the exercise design. It was something much simpler. The methodology starts with the question, why? Why are you running the exercise? Not what attacked, not what threat actor, not what technology. Why? And honestly, I think that's the most important question in the entire document. Because many organizations skip it completely. Too many organizations run cyber exercises for auditors, not for resilience, capability improvement, or operational readiness, for auditors. The objective becomes proving that an exercise happened, not proving that the organization improved. And once that becomes the objective, the exercise has already failed. Because the focus shifts from learning to compliance, from capability to documentation, from resilience to evidence. And this is where things become dangerous. Cyber attackers are testing your organization every single day. Every hour, every minute, your organization runs one exercise per year, maybe two. The attacker gets 365 opportunities. You get one. And somehow we convince ourselves that annual testing is enough. I don't think it is. Exercises without improvement are useless. Testing without learning is theater. Testing without change is administration. Testing without action is compliance. None of those create resilience. This is where I think many organizations misunderstand cyber exercises. You are not testing cybersecurity. You are testing decision-making under pressure with limited capability. Think about a real cyber incident. Information is incomplete. People are stressed. Time is limited. Priorities are unclear. Communication is fragmented. Leadership wants answers. Customers want answers. Regulators want answers. And the technical team is still trying to understand what happened. That is an organizational problem. And that's what exercises should be validating. Now let's bring managed service providers into the discussion. Because managed service providers are increasingly part of the incident response chain. Many organizations assume their MSP will be involved. Many MSP assume the customer has a plan. And during an exercise, everyone discovers the same thing. The assumptions were never validated. Who informs whom? Who owns communication? Who authorizes containment? Who speaks with the regulators? Who speaks with the customers? Who decides when services come back online? Those questions rarely get answered during procurement. They get answered during incidents or hopefully during exercise. And here, a statement that may be controversial. Organizations have incident response plans. Few have incident response services. And there is a huge difference. A plan is a document. A service is a capability. A plan can sit in a folder for 3 years. A service must operate. A plan describes what should happen. A service ensures it can happen. That is a completely different level of maturity. And I think it is one of the most overlooked aspects of cyber resilience. Now, let's talk about the biggest failure after the exercise. Not during the exercise, after it. The report is written, findings are identified, recommendations are approved, everyone agrees improvements are needed. Then something predictable happens. Nothing. Nobody tracks the actions. Nobody follows up. Nobody checks implementation. Nobody measures whether the capability improved. The organization starts assigning projects. The findings disappear into backlogs. The next exercise arrives. And exactly the same problem appears again, because nobody owns the improvement. This should sound familiar to ITSM professionals. We learned years ago that incidents are not the goal. Improvement is the goal. The same principle applies here. The exercise is not the goal. Improvement is the goal. The scenario is not the goal. Improvement is the goal. The report is not the goal. Improvement is the goal. And that's why I believe the quality of a cyber exercise should not be measured by the realism of the attack. It should be measured by what changed afterwards. So, what should the leaders do tomorrow morning? Start with a simple exercise. Take the findings from your last cyber exercise, put them on a table, then ask 2 questions. Which actions were completed? And what capability improved because of them? Not what project started. What capability improved? If nobody can answer that question, the exercise may have generated activity, but it probably didn't generate resilience. And now, let me leave you with one final phrase. Show me the findings from your last cyber exercise. Then show me what changed because of them. Because that is the difference between testing and improving. And improving is the only thing attackers care about. This is the ITSM Practice Podcast. I'm Luigi Ferri. Arrivederci.